Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Emily. Thanks for being here. As I'm sure you saw when you clicked on this video, we're going to be doing a little bit of a book shopping / book haul video today. I went to Barnes & Noble yesterday as well as today, but I thought I would just go through the books that I bought yesterday and today, as well as my subscription books, my book boxes that I've got since I last did a book haul. I was gonna do a whole book haul from the last time I did one because I do have quite a few books I bought that I shouldn't have. But I didn't feel like ripping apart my TBR cart, and I didn't feel like ripping apart my bookshelves because I've read a lot of them already as well. So we're just gonna do these few because I have them separate anyway. Okay, so starting with my Barnes & Noble haul from yesterday, I picked up 27 Minutes by Ashley Tate. This is a thriller about a kid that did not call the police after he had an accident and his sister was involved for 27 minutes. So it's trying to figure out what happened in those 27 minutes, why he didn't call when he could have probably saved her if he had. So that's kind of all I know. It seems like he doesn't remember. No, he's been keeping a secret, so he does remember. But I guess they weren't the only two in the car that night, so it wasn't just on him. So that's all I know. I like to go on my thrillers pretty blind. Then I bought The Retreat by Sarah Pierce. This is the second book, I guess, in a little bit of a series. I'm not sure. Ellen, I think her name was. I didn't realize that until I bought it, but I have read The Sanatorium, which was the first book in this, and I enjoyed it, which is why I picked this one up when I saw it at Barnes. So this is about an idyllic wellness retreat has opened on an island off the English coast, promising rest relaxation. But the island, once the playground of a serial killer, is rumored to be cursed. So a young woman is found dead below the yoga pavilion, but Detective Ellen Warner, that is her name, soon learns that the victim wasn't a guest. She wasn't meant to be on the island at all. So she suspects that there's something not accidental about these accidental deaths. I was in a thriller mood yesterday when I was there. And then I also picked up Stephen King's You Like It Darker, which is his newest release. It is an anthology. It has short stories in it. It's not a novel, so I can't really tell you what it's about because there's like quite a few different short stories in here. 12 different short stories in here. So we'll see how I like that. I do like reading those because I can read like one at a time and read it like throughout the month. So I might save that for like October, November when it's like spooky season. And then today's haul, I'm gonna pull the stickers off before you see them because it bothers me. I will start with A Tempest of Tea by Hafsa Fazal. And I've heard so many good things about this. The girl that was checking me out at the register actually said she's been meaning to pick this up because she's heard so much about it, and I said I had too. So very much looking forward to this. I believe it's like a type of a heist, but there also might be like supernatural beings. Yeah, vampires. Yeah, and there's like some type of like a quest that a bunch of people are going on. So I think this is going to be part of a series. I think Rachel Catherine read this and then found out it was going to be part of a series. So I'm looking forward to reading that. Again, I started to pick up like some more fall type reads because I had a lot of like romances that I didn't really need to buy any more of. This one was a completely off-the-cuff purchase. I was looking for another buy one get one, and this caught my eye. And it is called How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying. And this is by, oh boy, Django, I'm gonna assume the D is silent, Django Wexler. I'm not sure if that's true. And I think this is gonna be a series too. Yeah, it's Dark Lord Davi book 1. And I read the back of this, and it's basically about this girl that almost like lives in a video game, it seems like, because every time she tries to defeat the Dark Lord, the time loop gets her and puts her back to the beginning, and she's like never been able to help humankind. It's always taken her right back, and she's been defeated every single time. So this time she's done being the hero and done being stuck in this endless time loop. If the Dark Lord always wins, then maybe that's who she needs to be. If it's Davi's turn to play on the winning side. So everything said this was like funny. From best-selling author comes a laugh-out-loud fantasy tale about a young woman who, tired of defending humanity from the Dark Lord, decides maybe the Dark Lord is onto something after all. It looks like a funny fantasy. So I'm looking forward to that. Maybe it'll be like semi-cozy, we'll see. But it looked cute. There's not a lot of ratings, but it had like decent ratings from the few that it had. The next two are the final two books in the Off-Campus series that I needed. I've read The Deal, I have The Mistake, I have The Score. I just needed The Goal and The Legacy, and I got them, but I did end up getting the blue pages because they didn't have the non-blue ones, and they were buy one, get one half off, so I just picked them up. So these are my only two that are blue, but I store my books like this, so you'll never know. I don't even remember what I got. Okay. I got Warstorm by Victoria Aveyard. This is the final book I need to read in the Red Queen series, so I picked this up as well. Can't obviously talk about that because it's the fourth and final book. After looking at this for like months, I finally picked up Trust of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. I have been itching to read a Brandon Sanderson book, but the only one I own is Mistborn: The Final Empire, which is the first book in a huge series. And I've been a little intimidated by that because I don't want to start another big series. So this I think this is a standalone, at least right now. So I thought this would be a really fun, like, fall read to get me into Brandon Sanderson, and maybe I'll tackle the Mistborn series next year. So I don't know too much about this, other than it's about some girl named Tress who is trying to, like, leave this island that's the only place she's ever known. But there's, like, obviously other things involved in that. I don't know too much about it. It's fine. I'll go into it blind, but I've heard obviously great things about Brandon Sanderson, so I've been trying to get into his books. And then the final book I picked up was Dishonestly Yours by Krista and Becca Ritchie. So these are the authors of the Addicted series, and I've read the first book in that. I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it. So I thought I would pick this one up to see if I like a different type of a storyline with them. And it's the first book in a new series. I don't know what it's going to be called, but Elsie Silver blurbed it. I enjoyed their writing in the first book. I just didn't like the content of the Addicted to You, and I didn't like the enabling and stuff that went on in it, but that's a story for a different day. And it's about Phoebe Graves growing up in a family where deception and seduction were as commonplace as breathing. So her family and the Tin Rock clan, including her best friend Haley, have been on the run their whole lives, but after a high-stakes con job goes south, Phoebe and Haley decide to run away and start over. The small Connecticut town they settle in seems too good to be true. The biggest flaw in their plan is Haley's frustratingly handsome brother Rocky, who insists on coming with them. Living honestly isn't in his DNA, and his past with Phoebe is downright messy. He's everything she wants, but nothing she can have. So she worries that he's gonna, like, drag them back into the life that they were trying to escape. The cover on that is just freaking gorgeous too, so. I got my book of the months for this month, and I picked The Lost Story by Meg Schaefer. This is the author of The Wishing Game, and I loved that book, so I wanted to pick this up. And from what I understand, there's just like a Narnia-esque book with about two boys that go missing, and one of them remembers, the other doesn't. And then 15 years after they come back, one of them is an artist and the other one is a missing persons investigator, and I think he's the one that remembers. Yeah. And some other girl goes missing, and her sister, I think, believes that the same thing happened to her that happened to them, so she enlists their help. That's all I really know about that one. I also grabbed First Light Wins by Ashley Elston. I've had my eye on this book since it came out, but I just hadn't picked it up until now. But I think it's something to do with, like, an identity thief or something like that. She's pretending to be someone that she's not. I don't know. I go into my thrillers blind, but I've heard pretty good things about this one, and the cover is just really fun. Then in my romance reveal box, I got Catch Me by Alexia Chase. I'm not thrilled about this book because I think it is like best friend's dad. Not my cup of tea. And I think he's like a little bit of into some weird things, but we'll see. I don't know for sure. But that was the book I got this month from them. And then in my Illumicrate box, this was actually back from like May because this one was delayed. I got Goddess of the River by Vaishnavi Patel. I probably completely butchered that. But this has like the sprayed edges of the lotus flowers on top and then pink on the top and the bottom. Gorgeous cover. This is a retelling, I believe, of Ganga, the goddess of the river. And like her son gets taken from her or something. Okay, so her son unwittingly carries the legacy of her curse. Basically, she's cursed to become human, or bound to be in her human form. I am not explaining this well. Ganga was cursed to be in her human form, and in a cruel turn of fate, she is freed from that binding, she's forced to leave her infant son behind. Her son is unwittingly carrying the legacy of her curse, and when he makes an oath that he will never claim his father's throne, he sets in motion a chain of events that will end in a terrible and tragic war. So it's like, I think, fate and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. This was the first book for Illumicrate, so I don't know that I would have got it if it wasn't the option I got right when I had to join, because you have to basically take that first book. But the naked hardcover is also gorgeous. The end covers are stunning. And it sounds interesting. Like, I think I'll like it. I just don't think it was a book that I would have gone out of my way to purchase had it not been the Illumicrate box book. And then this next book was the Illumicrate Afterlife book that I had to get that subscription. But I am very excited about this, and it is Cross the Line by Simone Soltani. And these, like, this actually reminds me of, like, when I was young, they may still have these, like, rugs that had, like, roads and stuff on them that you would use, like, Matchbox cars on, and that's, like, what this reminds me of. But I believe this is brother's best friend. Okay, so I know they've been friends since childhood. Yeah, best friend's little sister. Brother's best friend, same thing. So, again, gorgeous naked hardcover. He gets into trouble. She's basically has to help him get his image back. It has Flawless by Elsie Silver vibes, but make it F1. That's what I'm getting. So those are all the books I have. I mean, all, but I had more, but again, I was not ripping my TBR card apart, and I was not ripping my bookshelves apart to get the books that I've already read. But I will do a collective book haul at some point. Maybe I'll include these, maybe I won't, but I just wanted to do a little bit of a bookstore one and some of my special editions that I got recently. So thank you for watching. Let me know if you've read any of these books. Let me know if you want to read any of these books, what your thoughts are on them, if you have read them, and I hope to see you all in the next video.